3.1. Identify the difference between series and parallel circuits. So this slide here only contains material for the series circuit. There is another slide which I'll go through in this video. So in a series circuit, the current is the same for each resistor and is equal to the total current. So a series circuit is shown in the diagram below that dot point that I just read out. It is a circuit that with your finger you could make a one singular loop around to the power pack or the power source. Okay, so that is a typical series circuit. Supply voltage, or the total voltage, is equal to the sum of the voltage drops across all the resistors. So that's V1 equals V1 plus V2, or the V total equals V1 plus V2. So the total resistance, RT, is a sum of the separate resistances. So R1 plus R2 will equal RT, okay, which is shown in the equation on the right hand side. I would highlight those equations, and in detail in class we will do these equations in class through an experiment. Okay, so parallel circuit. The total current, IT, is a sum of all the separate currents through the individual resistance in parallel. Voltage drops is the same across both the resistors as shown in the diagram, or all the resistors in the diagram. Total resistance for a parallel circuit is given by the following formulae. The most common one that we use in class is the one on the left hand side, which is RT equals R1 R2 over R1 plus R2. Okay. The diagram on the right hand side shows a typical parallel circuit where it has an option within the circuit. So I1 can either go left or up the page or the slide, and I2 can go down the page or the slide, as you can see, and it can go either way. And that affects the current, and we'll look at that in experiments in class. It's very easy to copy this down in notes and put this in your books, but it's better to explain this through experiments and to explain this through practical demonstration on the differences between the two different currents, the two different voltages of a series and parallel circuit, and also the two different resistance in the circuit. So ideally, I like to do an experiment in class where you get to demonstrate these three differences between series and parallel circuits.